Good evening. We are here at Washington, D.C. at the National Press Club. A press meet is being hosted by the Federation of Indian Associations in Chicago, by the American Multi-Ethnic Coalition, USA, the Indian American Business Coalition, USA, and the several other organizations, including the Indian American Cultural Association. We also have with us the Oprah Winfrey of India, based in Chicago, Vandana Jingan here. And we are here to commemorate and welcome the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, on his historic visit to the United States. We're all excited, anticipated his arrival today. There were songs and dance in Washington, D.C. It was a mini India all over the capital of the United States. He had a wonderful meeting today with the First Lady of America, Jill Biden, and our Prime Minister Modi shared the stage at the National Science Foundation, where they talked about yoga, they talked about scientific research and education. And there were dances from 25 different states of India at the Freedom Plaza. And here we are at the National Press Club, where we have community leaders assembled from all over India, all over United States and India, including Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Los Angeles, and Chicago, of course. I'd like to have Mr. Neil Khot, the National Chairman of the Indian American Business Coalition, to brief us of what's happening here. We're waiting for the 3 congressmen, 1 from Michigan State and 2 from Chicago, to come and join us. The Congress is in session right now, but they are on the way here to the National Press Club to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
All right, thank you, Dr. Vijay. This was a great introduction. And today, on this very historic moment and historic week, we in United States, and especially in Washington, D.C., have gathered together to welcome the Prime Minister of the world's largest country, Mr. Narendra Modi, here in Washington, D.C., to establish and develop a close bilateral ties for defense, as well as friendship and long prosperity. We are here very excited to welcome him from the Indian diaspora. Many organizations from Chicago, Federation of Indian Association, Indian American Business Coalition, we have Indian American Cultural Association, and we have Ms. Vandana Jingan from TV Asia, all here representing various different aspects. Dr. Vasavi Chakka from Naperville, Illinois, are all here representing various different organizations. And the press meet at National Press Club, Washington, D.C. is going to be a fantastic event where 4 congressmen are going to join us in welcoming the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. The congressmen would be Jonathan Jackson from Chicago, Danny K. Davis, again from Illinois, Shri Thanedar from Detroit, of Indian origin, and then Raja Krishnamurthy, another congressman of Indian origin, all here to say a few words about the bilateral ties between the world's oldest democracy and the world's largest democracy here in full swing. Tomorrow there would be multiple events going on through the day, from the morning session at the White House, South Lawn, followed by the joint congressional speech by Mr. Modi to the Joint Congress of U.S., and then followed by dinner and other events. So with this, we are very excited. The Indian diaspora is filled with joy and welcoming the leader of the largest and the oldest democracy, Mr. Narendra Modi. With that, I would like to hand over the mic to Chairman Founder of Federation of Indian Association, Mr. Sunil Shah.
Thank you, Neil. As you truly mentioned that we are excited. We are not only excited, we are super excited to welcome the world's topmost leader, everyone's favorite, Narendra Modi, one of the phenomenal, one of the charismatic, one of the topmost leader of the world. And it's going to be truly a historic, memorable and momentous occasion, welcoming Modiji here in DC. And tomorrow we all would be fortunate to witness this occasion at joint session of Congress and at White House lawn, and truly that will be truly a memorable one for all of us, and looking forward to this great event tomorrow. Vasavi Chakka.
Thank you, Sunilji. It's truly a historic moment in making. PM Modiji is a transformational leader who made entire world to look at India in a very different way. So tomorrow, every person, Indian diaspora, 4 million of them, are eagerly waiting what this transformational leader is going to say and what his message going to be. And they're all waiting what is the message he's going to give to the world and the United States of America to tie the bonds and strengthen the alliances between oldest democracy and the largest democracy in India. Modiji, we wholeheartedly welcome you, and we are waiting to hear from you and get some inspiration. And you never walk alone. You take all the world with you, and for that, you make us as a one family. The whole world is one family. Thank you, Modiji, and this is our heartfelt welcome to you. Thank you.
Now let's hear from Manna Jingan with TV Asia.
Thank you, Sunil. Proud moment. We are right here in Washington, D.C. to welcome Honorable Prime Minister from our Janambhumi, Honorable Narendra Modiji. You know, it's history in making, to be honest. The person who used to stand in front of White House getting a picture done, now he's getting the state honor. It itself is like, so anything, any dream is not small. That was, means, if you work for it, what all he has gone through during that period when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat, but his determination and his zeal to work for people. When he talked about, various different subjects, I'm going to touch a little different in this. He just said the stand of Bharat about this war which is going on between Ukraine and Russia. It's not that we are not taking a stand, but our stand is for peace. Any solution in today's time can be done by the peace. That is one very important component he did talk about. 9 years ago, in United Nations, he just made a call for the Yoga Day, International Yoga Day. We did see the result this morning, what happened in United Nations. More than 139 countries representatives were there. Because it's a paradigm shift. Nothing is permanent, we do know that. Today somebody claims that I am too big. We never know what will be the history in tomorrow, in the future coming. On the contrary, then it happens this year has been an international millet year. And everybody must be able to recall what a millet means. This used to be a mota anaj, which used to be, but if you want to go and buy a small 1 pound of bag, that is more expensive than the 20 pound of the wheat that we buy. So that bringing that kind of heritage, which he has done it, what leadership does mean. We really welcome our Congressman Danny Davis. He's just walking in, and I am not going to take the podium. I'm just going to continue. No, I'm just going to take a break, and we'll just continue with that. When we're talking about what are we doing here, we saw that the man who doesn't sleep at night, only for a few hours, then comes, he flies at night, he starts his day in the morning, attends all the meetings, which we saw. And people are welcoming him, which is very, very good. Vinita, how do you feel? Let's talk to you about that. Like you were come all the way from Chicago, your experience, like, and we flew it together.
I would like to say about Modi ji कुछ इस तरह से कि रुकावटें आती हैं सफलता की राह में, ये कौन नहीं जानता, फिर भी मंजिल पा लेता है वो, कभी हार नहीं मानता। जी हाँ, कुछ ऐसे ही हैं हमारे प्रिय नरेंद्र मोदी जी। आपका हार्दिक अभिनंदन है। आपको रिसीव करने के लिए हम शिकागो से यहाँ आए हैं, क्योंकि आप हमारे सब प्रिय नेता हैं, और मैं प्रार्थना करती हूँ कि आपको आते वर्ष में एक नोबेल पीस का अवार्ड दिया जाए, क्योंकि आपने जो काम किए हैं वो सराहनीय हैं। धन्यवाद। विनीता गुलाबानी।
Good evening again, and welcome all to the press conference meet for welcoming the Indian Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. Please give him a round of applause for coming to United States all the way from India and developing and strengthening the bilateral ties between the world's oldest democracy and the world's largest democracy. And we are equally proud and blessed here by the presence of many community leaders, starting with Dr. Vasavi Chakka from Chicago, Illinois, Sunil Shah, Chairman Founder of Federation of Indian Association, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar of Global Eye Chairman as well as Chairman of American Multi-Ethnic Coalition, and Ms. Poonam Datta, all the way from Atlanta, CEO of Seva International, and we have many other leaders. And not to forget our leader who has been there from the last many events. He was there at Howdy Modi. He was there irrespective of whatever the world said. He came back and stood strong with his full support. Welcome, Congressman Danny K. Davis. With this, I would like to call upon Dr. Vasavi Chakka to do an invocation prayer for this ceremony. Dr. Vasavi.
So this particular invocation is to invite harmony between the people who are speaking and who are listening and all over the world, and our discussions to be fruitful, and our friendships to be stronger, and our relationships to be blossomed into harmony. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Moving on, we would like to invite Ms. Vinita Gulbani, President of IACA, Indian American Cultural Association, on the stage to welcome and address this event.
धन्यवाद। आप सबका अभिनंदन है क्योंकि आप सब हमारे प्रिय प्रधानमंत्री श्री मोदी जी को अभिनंदन करने साथ में जुड़ गए हैं, तो आप सबका भी अभिनंदन है। मोदी जी, आप एक ऐसे नेता हैं जिन्होंने संसार को एक साथ जोड़ लिया है। मैं भगवान से प्रार्थना करती हूँ वो आपके हर कार्य में सफलता दें, और जो भी आप इतने शांति प्रिय संसार को बनाने जा रहे हैं वो आपका कार्य सफल हो, और शायद अगले साल आपको नोबेल पीस का अवार्ड भी मिले। ये मेरी प्रार्थना है भगवान से, सब वुमेन की तरफ से। आप यहाँ आए हैं, यूएस के साथ जो नाता जोड़ रहे हैं वो एक मिसाल बन जाने वाला है, और एक सराहनीय कदम जो आप उठा रहे हैं वो अवश्य हमारी जिंदगी को और उज्जवल करेगा और हमारे सबके भविष्य को और सफल करेगा। मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप जब यहाँ आए तो सब लोगों को उतना ही प्रसन्नता हो जितनी आज मुझे है, और आगे भी जितनी बार आप जहाँ भी जाएं वहाँ आपके हर कार्य में आपको सफलता मिले। धन्यवाद, आपने जो भी हमारे लिए किया है और हमारे इंडिया को इतना प्राउड कराया है सारे संसार की तरफ से। हमें गर्व है कि आप हमारे नेता हैं और आप हमारे मोदी जी हैं। थैंक यू।
Vinita ji, धन्यवाद, बहुत बढ़िया। With this, we would like to continue moving on and would request Chairman and Founder of Federation of Indian Association Chicago, Mr. Sunil Shah, on the stage to say a few words.
Thanks, Neil. Good evening and warm welcome to Congressman Danny Davis and all the guests present over here. Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modiji, as I speak, is here in Washington, D.C. on a state visit, which is seen as huge both in content and symbolism. It's indeed a most memorable, momentous, and historic moment for all of us. Our association, FI Chicago, American Multi-Ethnic Coalition, Indian Association of Culture Association, Global Eye, and several other associations, along with Indian American diaspora across the world, takes greatest pride in welcoming Modiji in USA. The first Indian Prime Minister, just the third world leader ever to address the joint meeting of the US Congress twice. Modiji, a true dynamic and charismatic leader of the world. All eyes on the world's two greatest leaders, President Biden and Prime Minister Modi, which would witness the most extensive dialogue on the economy, strategy, climate change, terrorism, global requirements that can serve larger human needs. We would see this meeting would serve as a testimony of historic significance of the relation between US and India, and would play a pivotal role in elevating India-US relation to unprecedented heights. This visit will strengthen both countries' commitment to free, open, prosperous, and secure Indo-Pacific. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil Bhai, for such a wonderful remarks and keeping in mind all the trade relations and bilateral relations that will be developed. Very wonderful remarks. Thank you so much. We would like to invite on the stage a gentleman all the way from California, Dr. Baba Khatib, who is the president of World Brain Mapping Foundation. And he's here and he has had experience of being in India and working with teams in India and Modiji's government. And I think what a wonderful place for here to express how your feelings and how your relationship with India has been. Welcome.
Thank you. Honorable Congressman Davis, thank you for gracing us to be here. I thank the organizing committee and the viewers for watching us. For the first time, I actually went to India. That was my first trip ever, and I was, shocked by the speed of this government's, action towards science. So I'm actually chairman of the board of Society for Brain Mapping and Therapeutics and president of World Brain Mapping Foundation. We are a 20 years old organization globally. We are active on mental health, cancer, and neurological disorders. And we are about 500,000 scientists globally. And we went to India to build a collaboration with the Indian scientists, and what a beautiful country, culture, and what a fantastic government that help us connect with different institutions. And I should thank Mr. Amitabh Kant and also Dr. Srat Chandra, who's a neurosurgeon at AIMS Institute. Again, I highly recommend Congressman to support this kind of bilateral collaboration on different levels, science included, because I think we have a significant overlap with our Indian colleagues treating neurological disorders, which cost U.S. economy about 1.5 trillion per year, cost the world economy about 16 trillion a year, and cost the Indian economy about 900 billion a year. So we're looking forward to working with you on the mental health globally. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Khatib. As you very well see, Dr. Khatib's was the first visit to India. I know you hear about India a lot different stories when you read Wall Street Journal, Washington Post. You see India is such a bad country, but from what you see, this is your first. We have not paid you. You've talked your hearts out. You see how progressive the country has been, how dynamic and helpful it has been in developing science and promoting science. Very wonderful to know the first-hand experience that you have had under the Modi government, which has been almost there for a decade now. And we love to hear more stories. But more than that, I think we commend for what that your organization does for brain mapping. And I think it's a very much need of the hour, not just for America, but also for the worldwide. Thank you so much for encouraging us on that. Following on, we would love to have Ms. Poonam Datta all the way from Norfolk, Georgia. Ms. Poonam Datta is the CEO of SEVA, a community and a petition leader from Atlanta. Welcome, Poonam Datta.
Thank you so much, respected Congressman and all the members of this amazing organization. Thank you so much for inviting me here today. What a proud moment for all the Indians here in the United States today. We are here to welcome our most loved Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi ji. आपका US में बहुत बहुत स्वागत है. Just before this, I was at the Capitol Hill with all the Georgians who have come to welcome you. And I am representing a lot more Georgians here right now. And we cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Because of you, my dream of going to White House is becoming true. And I have never dreamt of it before, but it's happening, and it's really, really happy moment for a lot of us here who will be. So, आपका बहुत स्वागत है, and you have done so much for our country, and we want to continue to get inspiration from what you do, and we are very proud of you. You deserve to get the Nobel Prize next year, and we will pray that it becomes true. Thank you.
Thank you, Poonam ji, for such a warm wishes for making and recommending in one way that Mr. Prime Minister Modi should be recognized worldwide for a Nobel Peace Prize. I hope that words comes true. We'll keep an eye on that, and let's continue rallying behind that. Moving on with that, we would like to call upon stage a news reporter worldwide who has covered so many events worldwide, locally as well as nationally, and who just was in India and has come back from India to Chicago and now to Washington DC. Welcome, Vandana Jingan from TV Asia. Please say a few words, Vandana ji. I know you're very passionate about Mr. Modi. Please come and say a few words.
Namaskar. Thank you, Neil. Passion for a person. It is, I always say, Honorable Congressman, respect is always earned, and this leader has earned his respect worldwide, globally. We saw what he has delivered before even coming to the soil that we are all talking about in the United States. He did mention that the stand of India about the Ukraine and Russia war, that India's stand is not, means we are not talking about that we are neutral about it. We are not taking part because we believe in peace. That is a very clear message. And because people were talking about why India is not taking a stand. This morning, that what we saw, yoga brings people together. This is a union. And that is what it was, a landmark. So this man is of an action which believes in doing, and that is what the leadership is needed in today's time. And people are following him. We, the people from the diaspora, are very well, means like very happy, excited for a person who was standing outside White House 20 years ago, getting his picture done, and now he is getting a state honor, isn't it? So no dream is small. That's a message. You can dream it, but you have to work for it. We saw what he did as the Chief Minister of Gujarat. We saw what he has delivered in the last 9 years as the Prime Minister of Bharat. India is going to be, this is the year of India. Yes, India is hosting the presidency of G20 in September. 20 nation heads are going to be there in such a short span of time. I just came back day before yesterday, and my travel was all the way in India up to north to south. I've seen, and things have really improved. US has to follow India now. This is a time, I have seen it. The train I took from Bangalore to Chennai, your home city. And I can just tell you, people told me this was just after the accident, which was a major catastrophe for means like, I said, no, I have to. And seeing was believing. I always say that this is the Amrit Kal, and now these two nations, which are the oldest democracy and the largest democracy. Proud to say that 1.5 billion, India being the largest, and then when we see that it's a consumer market, India cannot be missed in today's time, and we are really honored, and we are here to welcome Modiji. You have been a role model for so many people at this very age, what we people saw in the morning doing yoga. So that's what, and back to Neil, thank you. Emotional I am.
Thank you Vandana ji, and also giving us the first-hand experience of your journey of a train after a catastrophic, unfortunate event that happened. But it's kind of move further, learn from it, and your words were very touching. Thank you so much. With this, we would like to call upon stage the ringmaster, the master of events, the person who has limitless energy and limitless ideas, and truly he has a passion for politics, India, leadership, and he's the biggest supporter of Modiji from the time it has been COVID era. We've rallied behind COVID times, we've rallied at peace times, but he is relentless. Chairman of Global Eye Foundation, which has 42 million worldwide copies that get sold. He's a chairman of American Multi-Ethnic Coalition, and many more. Dr. Vijay Prabhakar, round of applause to bring Dr. Vijay Prabhakar on the stage.
Thank you, Neil Khot, for that kind introduction. Friends, I would just like to tell you 3 things about India's Prime Minister. Before saying that, I would like to say we have the living legend with us, Congressman Danny K. Davis, the most inclusive leader in America today. In his constituency, he has Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Jewish, and he has the largest 7th congressional district. He's serving his 27th year in the United States Congress. He's on the powerful House Ways and Means Committee. He was the first congressman from the state of Illinois to receive Prime Minister Modi in 2015 when he came here at Madison Square Garden. He was also one of the 30 congressmen who received Prime Minister Modi in the Howdy Modi rally in Houston, Texas. And he has been a great friend and supporter and who strengthens U.S.-India ties. He has seen many prime ministers for the last 27 years. But what makes Modi a very inclusive, global, visionary prime minister? One thing which we always commonly hear, there are a certain section of the interest of the American public who talk about human interests, and they're saying that human issues are the minorities in India are not being properly treated. Let me tell you for the record, I'm a Christian, and I just was there in May, and I'm a very Bible-believing, born-again Christian. Let me add that I come from generations of bishops. I was there in May 2023, where I witnessed Asia's largest church being opened in Warangal district in Telangana. Let me tell you, friends, if you compare all the other countries like China, where even a church can't be opened, there is religious tolerance. India is a secular country, and it's the furthest from the truth to say that Muslims and Christians are being persecuted, being tortured, and there are human rights issues. There are no human rights issues. How could the Asia's largest church opened in India, in Telangana, Warangal, if there are such oppression of the minorities? There may be caste issues in one part of the country, Manipal, where 51% are Christians, but it's not saying that our churches are being burnt or destroyed. That's furthest of the truth. India, I've been born in India, has been the most secular country, and we minorities, Christians and Muslims, have had all the benefits just like a regular Hindu, and we still continue to have that. I would like that perception which is being repeated in the Western media on this historic occasion of Prime Minister Modi's visit. He's right now in Washington, D.C. We minorities must stand up and tell the truth like our Bible tells us to do. And I would, without hesitation, say India is still a secular country, thanks to the visionary leadership of a global inclusive leader like Narendra Modi ji. Having said that, he had the passion. He rose to become a statesman over the world during the COVID pandemic, which struck the entire world. He had the vision to supply COVID vaccines to over 100 countries free of cost. Which other country leader did that? I'm sure Dr. who's here would also attest to it, that brought him all the way. He's an Iranian American who you spoke earlier, Dr. Khattab, and he brought bringing brain mapping and artificial intelligence, and he said, I need to get Prime Minister Modi's attention, because once he gets him, the world will listen to him. And I note that today, with Congressman Davis on the powerful House and Ways Committee, that he is coming, Prime Minister Modi is bringing a big investment to USA by getting the defense deal. I think there's a certain huge defense contract America is going to benefit when India signs the deal. And that all Americans should be proud that India becomes its biggest buyer of American arms. And Modiji has been a stellar role for world peace and visionary, and his inclusive leadership has brought electricity, gas for women, as Vandana ji earlier said, so many initiatives which no other Prime Minister has done. And he continues to do it with his passion and dedication, and we are all proud to receive him here. And America today rightfully is offering a red carpet. I would now like, people who have flown in. Shan Vaidalingam has come from Los Angeles. He is also the California chapter of the American Multi-Ethnic Coalition. He is not an Indian, but he is from Sri Lanka, and he wants to share his greetings and happiness. He has come and camped here just to show South Asia would like to welcome India's leader. Mr. Shan Vaidalingam, please join.
Vijay, I'm happy to be part of this press conference, and welcome Modi to USA. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. That was short and sweet. We would now like to call the man of the hour, who's been a great support and a leader for Modiji's visit through the years, and who has seen him and met with him many, many times. Without further ado, Congressman from the 7th District of Illinois, Danny K. Davis, would request him to say a few words on the podium. Would you like to stand?
Well, let me thank you all very much, and let me just say, first of all, that I am indeed pleased and proud to be here with the global eye and all of the distinguished men and women who have spoken before me. The National Press Club, of course, gives one the opportunity to promote from a vantage point that goes all across the country, all across America, and in other places as well. And so the communication opportunity that exists and the technology that now has become a part of our world gives us an opportunity to communicate. It's good for two large countries, the two largest democracies in the world, to have such great relationships and trading partners. But more than the trading partners, they really demonstrate to the world that democratic principles, democratic thoughts, democratic ideas can populate our environment and can all combine to help make the world a better place in which to live, and the kind of world that we would hope to see all over the universe. So it is indeed good to be here. Yes, it has been my experience to help invite, if you will, Prime Minister Modi. And it was good to be in New York when he was there, and good to be in Houston, Texas when he was there. And of course, we look forward to having him in Chicago every chance that we can get, because there's such a vibrant Indian American community of individuals and residents in the Midwest area. We say Chicago because it's largest thing in the Midwest. But it's not just Chicago. It's in the Midwestern area where Indian Americans make up such a progressive part of the population. Physicians, bankers, developers, teachers, everybody that you can think of, social workers, and being a part of the multi-ethnic coalition and the coming together of different individuals from different communities, different walks of life, different parts of the world. I mean, that in and of itself is a delight, just being a part of it. I certainly agree with what I've heard relative to the leadership, the stewardship of Prime Minister Modi. And of course, we look forward to him addressing a joint session of Congress on tomorrow, where both members of the House and the Senate will be there with rapt attention, listening to what he has to say and listening to his message for all of us, not, again, just one country or two countries, but listening to a message that speaks to a world order. You know, when people talk about peace, I'm often reminded something that John F. Kennedy said, that peace is not found just in treaties, covenants, and charters, but in the hearts of men and of women and of people who believe that peace is possible. In order for something to happen, you have to first believe that it is possible. So tomorrow we know is going to be a great day. I'm looking forward to it. And it's been a pleasure to be here at the Press Club with all of you. And I thank you very much.
Thank you, Congressman, for such a wonderful remarks. With this, we would like to conclude the session for today, the press meet. And if Vasavi, would you like to just say your last comments for closing? Thank you so much for everybody's time and attention.
To come and stand behind, we'll have a group photo.
Let's take a good picture.
I am honored to be here today, and this is a wonderful time, wonderful occasion. I'm glad to be supportive of our Speaker of the House, Mr. Kevin McCarthy, and our leader, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries, and here to be with my colleague, mentor, a man who means so much to so many of us, Congressman Danny Davis. I'd like to thank Dr. Vijay Prabhakar, who has given us this vision of what the global vision can be on a multicultural, multi-ethnic society, a composite nation. He's brought so many people together, and we are honored that Prime Minister Modi has taken this long journey to be with us to address our upper and lower house and our Congress to share with us his vision for India, the Pacific region, and the world. And at this time, I want to say thank you. I look forward to hearing his remarks. God bless you, and I look forward to a strengthened relationship between the United States and India and continued prosperity between two great democratic nations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for all the remarks and welcoming messages for PM Modiji, and especially our heartfelt thanks to Honorable Congressman Danny Davis. Sir, you are a true friend to India. When he embraced Modiji's visit, amidst of controversies, when there was so much chaos is going on, but Congressman Danny Davis did not waver his faith and his friendship in India and the most beloved leader, our PM Modiji. Thank you Congressman, for your friendship and your faith in the Indo-American relationships. You can see the picture on the standee there, the witness. He shared that moment with Prime Minister Modi. This press meet won't be complete unless I thank my mentor, great visionary, who made this whole thing possible. He always thinking the ways to bring different ethnicity together, bringing the shared values together, and always trying to create a harmonious events so we all share the diversity in different diasporas. Thank you, Vijayji, Dr. VGP, for having this event for us, and we are very proud of you and we look up to you for inspiration. We recently celebrated India's 75th Independence Day. To pay the tribute to that occasion, Dr. VGP has created an event, India at 75 Expo, to showcase Indian diaspora's contributions to great nation of USA. So the contributions of Indian diaspora is tremendous, and that has been done with the inspiration of Modiji's vision. Now after that Amrit Mahotsav, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Prime Minister Modi has announced Amrit Kal, that next 25 years he is paving the path, building the bridge between Indian diaspora and in India. Not only that, he is bringing the entire world together. So that's what it is about, to bringing harmony and bringing the entire world together. You have to have a vision called peace. With that said, all his contributions, his hard work, his vision for the next generations to come, I'm asking everybody to join me to request the Nobel organization to give him the Nobel Peace Prize so everyone can look up to that. You may agree or disagree, but once Mother Teresa said, somebody went and asked her, please join this procession, we are doing this protest against war. She said, I'm not going to join anything anti-something. I will only join if it is for peace. So with that said, I really urge all of you to have a deep look into your heart and have a look at the India's progress and the youth who are really eagerly looking for direction. And when you listen to Prime Minister Modi tomorrow, I'm sure you all agree with him and you will take the path he's paving to the end line of Amrit Kal he is envisioning. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to hear Modiji's message tomorrow. Thank you.
We can have some coffee and stand.